Good morning. All right, y'all give me just a second. How y'all doing? Good morning. Alan, Caleb, Bradley, Ryan, 7799, Trey, 43, Philip, Falcons fan. Clemson versus Alabama this time. So, preview of the Sugar Bowl, one of the semifinal playoff games for this year. I am going to be Alabama. I let one of the viewers from the live stream the other day, the signing day live stream, I let them choose who I would be, Clemson or Alabama. They chose Alabama. So UNCLELOU's going to be Bama, and we're going to take on Clemson. I know it says Clemson's ranked number 5, but there's nothing I can do about the rankings in this game. They just are what they are. But this is the completely updated rosters for 2017. So Clemson will have Jalen Hurts, or Alabama will have Jalen Hurts. Clemson will have Kelly Bryant, and the rest of the rosters will be filled in too. Now, how should I play this game though? I'm being Alabama. Should I play it like Alabama actually plays this year? And I don't mean good, bad, or indifferent. I mean like the style of play. Should I be a ground and pound and let Jalen Hurts run around and hope that he doesn't have to complete a lot of passes? Because Lord knows Jalen Hurts can't hit the broadside of a barn from a foot away. I think that's what I want to do, is sort of play it like Alabama actually plays this year. Run, 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 run. Some deep shots down the field to Ridley. And then just let Hurts run around pretty much like a madman. Trey Prickett, thank you, sir. You're the MVP. $5 donation to UNCLELOU. You're good people, sir. Now, the next game we're doing, for those that are wondering, is going to be, got it written down, Central Florida against Auburn. That's going to be Saturday night, okay? So Central Florida against Auburn, and UNCLELOU has to be Central Florida. Again, we let a viewer decide that the other day when we were live streaming, and that's just how it went. After Saturday, of course, we have Christmas Eve and then Christmas, so no live streams on those 2 days, obviously. And we'll pick it back up probably on Tuesday with some more live streams for you guys. So here we go. Let's get started. Alabama runs a 3-4 defense. I guess that's right. To be honest, I don't know if they run a 3-4 or 4-3. I'm going to keep it like it is, though. And start the game, I guess, right? Yep, that's what it's going to be. Yeah, I'm going to try to do Notre Dame LSU next week before they play their do the Tennessee bowl game. I make a deal with you. If I can find the Tennessee bowl game, I'll stream it for you. Okay. Put it on high difficulty. What difficulty is it on? I didn't change the difficulty, so it's whatever it was on. I didn't even see it. I think it's on varsity. So what is that? The second one. I tell y'all all the time, I'm not very good at this game. I don't play these games to try to prove any type of point, really, about me being really good at video games. I just play them for fun. Everybody loves this game, right? I was heartbroken when that lawsuit said they couldn't have this game anymore. So to be able to still play this game today, even though it's a 2014 game, a game from the year 2014, I'm just happy to play this game with updated rosters. It takes me back really to when I was a kid, and I lived and died with this game when I was a kid. I would get this game every year the day it came out, and I would play it non-stop. I would do the season modes, the dynasty modes. I mean, I would stay up when this game came out for a day or two at a time playing. And so I really just play this game for the fun. I'm not an expert on video games or anything like that. I just do it to live stream and argue football with you guys, really. I don't hate Clemson. I don't really have a reason to hate Clemson. We don't play all the time like we used to back in the 80s. We've played Clemson 4 times this century, and we're 3-1 against them. So I don't really have a reason to hate Clemson.
We're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Population 80,000.
How's the volume? Is it okay? What's up, Superman? Thomas Valls, good morning. They did let Juwan Jennings back on the team. I'm kind of surprised about that because he went on Instagram or whatever it was and went absolutely ham on Butch Jones and the team and the administration and the whole football facility and department. I mean, that was hilarious. Juwan Jennings basically made an Instagram video that was like every Tennessee video I've ever made. It was just trash in Tennessee bad. What you want louder, me or the game? John Bryant, good morning. That's an excellent question. Morning doesn't have anything to do with time of day. Morning is a matter of location and perspective, sir. So there's lots of people that might have just woke up. I mean, the UNCLELOU comment section is filled with people who have never woken up. None of y'all, though. None of y'all, though. All right, let's see what we're going to do here.
They're going to spread you out, try to find the one-on-one matchup, and if you spend too much time with this one player, they've got some other weapons to make you pay for it.
Now the offense gets ready to take
their What do I need to turn up? I missed it. Oh, I think that was my fault. There was a hole on the left. I picked the wrong way to run there. What needs to be turned up, me or the game? I'm sorry, I missed the answer to that question there in the comment section.
From their own 20-yard line, it's second down.
Oh my God, Jalen Hurts actually made a decent looking pass. The game, okay, I got you. I'll turn the game up.
He showed right there that he can make something big happen.
From their own 43-yard
Jalen
line.
Hurts is a beast.
It's first down. Gives it left side. And he's tackled
Scarborough.
for positive yardage.
He's not really their starter though, is he? Don't they run Damian Harris more? We'll have to put him in. Or I guess he's in this game. We can substitute him out if we need to. Is there any gumps in the comment section that can... Y'all let me know. If there's any gumps in the comment section, let me know what changes I need to make.
And he's immediately
Ridley.
That
He's
one
pretty
goes for
reliable.
good yardage.
He's a
And
good
first
receiver,
down.
I'm not going to lie.
That's just a nice gain on second down.
From the 34-yard line. First down.
The game's in Bama because I didn't change the location of the game. I mean, this game was put out in 2014, so there is no Mercedes-Benz Stadium in this game.
And he is
Nice stiff
drilled
arm.
at the 19-yard line.
Gumpson hiding after only one 5-star. You could be right, Tomahawk. Look at that. Nice pass. I might have been wrong about Hurts. He might be all right.
You got to give each of these guys credit for getting in sync, really fighting to create.
Oh,
that
I can change it
touchdown.
to the Sugar Bowl? Okay. I'll keep that in mind. For the rest of the ones that I do, I'll try to change it to the location that they're actually playing
And the
in.
quarterback stays on the field as they try for the two-point conversion. Alabama up 6. They don't get it.
Oh, well. Nick Saban trying to run some salt in the wound after taking that L to Clemson last year, so he figured he'd go for 2 on his first possession. Were you happy that Georgia got Luke Ford? Yeah, I was going to talk about that a little bit. A couple people asked me about him in the signing day live stream yesterday, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't think we were going to get him. That's why I didn't talk a lot about him.
All lined up and ready for the
I
kickoff.
was high on him pretty early, but after watching our season this year, I sort of figured he would commit somewhere else. Our tight ends have a total of like 10 catches this year. So I was thinking, well, this guy's probably not coming to Georgia unless he wants to come block for 3 or 4 years. So I sort of gave up on him, not because I didn't think he was any good or I didn't want him. I just had sort of come to the conclusion that he was going to go somewhere else.
So here comes the offense taking the field.
So I
for the
sort of
first
gave
time
up on
today.
him. So I was pleasantly surprised that he chose UJ, number 2 ranked tight end in America. Dude is 6'6". I mean, he's a
Throws
beast.
complete. He's got room to work.
Ooh, he got
Now
laid
at
out.
The 29. A pickup of 4 on the play.
All it takes is a second on these play action fakes to get the
So
defense
yeah,
out of
I mean that
position.
puts Georgia at
That's how this
24
tight end
though
was able to get open and pick up some yards.
in terms of recruits. 18 signed and 6 committed and unsigned.
Takes the grab past the marker.
Dang, he got
Pitch and
laid
catch
out.
there on second down.
Yep. It was
The most
good
you can
enough to
take
get
is
him a first down.
25. So
That's
unless
just a
some of the
nice play.
commits that aren't signed uncommit, we can only take one more player at this point.
And he throws it away.
Yeah, he just had to get rid of that one. There was nowhere to throw the ball. Tennessee got the number 1 JUCO tight end, Thomas Vols. He's you didn't get him out of high school. He coming from junior college.
2nd and 10. Ball on their own 39. Slings it. And that one's
No.
incomplete. The defense got some pressure.
Yeah, he was out of bounds.
I think they've been a little bit more aggressive.
I laid the quarterback out, too.
And that time it paid off with an incompletion.
The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Quick throw out to the receiver.
They caught it, but he didn't get a first down, so I think they're going to have to punt the ball.
That was a good pass and catch there, but still not enough for the first down.
That's not an easy conversion here on third down.
What percentage of the top 300 is waiting until February? Not very many.
Keep everything in front of them, come up and make a tackle.
Something like 70% of the 4 and 5 stars signed in December.
Harris is back deep to return.
Oh, they got Harris returning punts, though.
He'll take it from the 18.
Oh, nice spin move, but he ran into that second guy.
It might not have been a lot, but they moved the ball forward. Football's not a game won 100 yards at a time.
Brian Villanueva's asking about Eason. This is a popular question. I think Eason is transferring. I don't see him sticking around to ride the bench for another 2 or 3 years or whatever. I mean, regardless of what you think about Eason, with the way Fromm has played this year, I just think it's impossible to take the starting job away from him at this point. So you're basically looking at a situation with Eason where, unless Fromm were to get hurt, it's hard to imagine Eason taking over the starting position. Now you sign Justin Fields, who's not only a 5-star quarterback, but a completely different style of quarterback. So Fields is most likely going to get some playing time this year. I don't think he's going to start, but I think there'll be certain packages and things where they'll send Eason in because he provides something different that neither Fromm or Eason can give you. And I just think Eason's too talented to sit at UGA for the next 3 years. So I think he'll transfer, and I think you'll probably hear something on that pretty soon. If not by the time the Rose Bowl is played, then pretty soon after. Ooh, that was almost intercepted.
You know, the safety's responsibility, Brad, is to always make sure nothing is going to get behind him. He cannot ever get beat deep.
Yeah, Hurts has looked pretty good in this game so far.
Step up and make a play on the football in front of him. It's just another example of a defensive back, in this case a safety, just having really good.
What button do I press to make the quarterback scramble? Anybody know? Is it L1? Nope.
And he hits him hard at the 31-yard line.
Found that out the hard way.
That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, below average says Eason has legit first round talent. I mean, when it comes to pure arm talent, there's not 5 people on planet Earth that has the arm Jacob Eason has. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. Now, obviously, there's more to playing quarterback at an elite level than just arm talent, but he's got all the physical tools that he needs to be an elite quarterback at any level. Held it too long, Hurts.
Running the same play again.
Well, fooled no one there, Brad.
That makes it 4th and long.
Doesn't Bama have like the best punter ever in the history of mankind? Like, I think I heard or read a stat somewhere that said there's only been like 1 punt returned for positive yards against Alabama all year. Most of them are fair catches or whatever. Right trigger? All right, thank you, sir. That's to make the quarterback scramble. RT right trigger? Okay. Thank you. You're a scholar and a gentleman.
He's on the run, and he has it on the corner, and he's taken down at the 24.
And 1 yard gain, I can live with that.
Maybe picked up a yard there. They go with the run, and he's taken
Boy,
down
he
behind the
slung him around, didn't he? Austin says, do I think Oklahoma will be able to slow down Georgia's run game, or will Fromm be forced to throw? I don't think Oklahoma's stopping Georgia's running game. I haven't seen anything from Oklahoma all year that leads me to believe they can stop an elite running game. They're 40th in America against the run in a league that doesn't run the ball. So I think Georgia will be able to run the ball at will. I still think Fromm's going to have to make some plays to beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma's going to score some points. Georgia's got the best defense Oklahoma has played. Our defense is elite. Our defense is legit. It'll be the best defense Mayfield has seen. But you're not stopping Baker Mayfield completely. You're not shutting Baker Mayfield down. They're going to get some points. In a game like this with Georgia's run game, that run game really could be our best defense in a way. No matter how good Baker Mayfield is, he can't hurt you if he's not on the field. I think Georgia should have a lot of 12, 13, 14 play drives, no hurry-up offense, bleeding the play clock down to 4 or 5 seconds before you snap it, that kind of thing. I'd like to see us hold Oklahoma or force Oklahoma into 2 or 3 punts in the first half and 2 or 3 punts in the second half.
Tries to get around the corner. He's to the 40. Down the sideline. Tackle made at the 33-yard line.
That was a nice return. Whoever wins between Clemson and Alabama will take it all. I don't know about that.
With 1 quarter down, I really haven't seen too much separation between these.
I mean, apparently if Clemson gets even 1 injury,
is up by 6.
they can't beat anybody. You had 1 injury and lost to a fruit.
Catches it, and he's immediately tackled.
And he wasn't even injured for the whole game.
Not much going on there. Those kind of plays will not work against this defense.
You lost your quarterback for half the game and couldn't beat a fruit. Georgia lost its quarterback for the entire season and went 12-1 and won the SEC championship with a backup quarterback. So,
from the 34-yard line, it's 2nd down. He scrambled. He's under some heat.
There we go. Figured it out. RT is correct, so thank you for that, sir. Run the off-tackle play. All right, I ran a draw this time, but I'll run the off-tackle next time.
They hand it off, and he's tackled at the 25.
Man. I'm going to go for it, right?
That'll make it 4th and 2.
Yeah. Off tackle, you say. Here we go.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Ooh, he ran a couple people over there.
16. So the run goes for a big 1st down.
The offensive line opened up some nice lanes to run through as well. Nice play.
Somebody said the audio is a little ahead of the video. This is hard to get perfect, but this is the best I can do for now.
Play action.
Woo! Now, he did get laid out at the end, but did you see this juke move, though? Watch this.
He waited and found no one open, so instead of throwing it away, he just took it upfield for himself.
Actually, a pretty tight game so far, huh? All right, running off tackle again for whoever it was that asked about that.
Alabama up 6.
Yeah, anybody in the comment sections that's crying about UJ being irrelevant is obviously just trolling. Or they're football ignorant. It really could be either one. I don't even know. Did I run some? Oh, never mind. I see what I did.
corner.
Nice.
Defender, and he's in.
6 points. Master of Dreams, do you think Clemson can save UT? I mean Pruitt, sorry. Three comments at once. Do I think Pruitt can save UT? I don't think anybody can save UT overnight, as in this year or probably even next year. I mean, they just got a long way to go. Oh, I got to go for 2 now because I accidentally went for 2 last time.
And they're looking to get 2
I mean, I just think Tennessee's at least a couple of years away from even having an opportunity to compete for the East. There we go. All right, 2-score game.
7-play, 33-yard drive, and they come away with 8 points.
The quarterback situation is iffy at best. I wouldn't say it's as bad as Florida's, but at least Florida signed an elite freshman coming in for next year. I wasn't impressed with either of Tennessee's quarterbacks this year, and I know Tennessee fans that this is kind of just a throwaway year. And I'd feel probably the same way if I was a Tennessee fan. I wouldn't want to look at this year and what I saw on the field as any sort of indication of what I might see next year or anything like that. But I didn't see a whole lot of talent on that field when I watched Tennessee this year. I just didn't. I know Butch Jones had some pretty good recruiting classes, so I'm not sure what's going on, but Tennessee did not look like a very good team, and I don't think you can blame it all on poor coaching. I mean, to a certain degree, elite players can overcome bad coaching, at least to a certain extent. In other words, bad coaching is not going to make Tennessee lose to Vanderbilt, or Missouri, or get shut out at home 41-0 to UGA, or get murdered by Alabama for the 10th year in a row. I mean, it was just a bad year for you guys all around, and I just wonder if some of the guys that we thought were going to be pretty good at Tennessee maybe just turned out aren't as good as we thought. I don't know. As far as Pruitt specifically, there's no way to know. I mean, anytime you make a coaching change, there's a little bit of an unknown factor there. Take that, Kelly Bryant. And, of course, if you hire a coach with no head coaching experience, then there's even more of an unknown, right? You don't know what Pruitt's going to do. You can say I'm trolling or whatever. Pruitt was at UJ for a couple of years. He's a hell of a defensive coordinator. He has a problem with authority. He doesn't like to be told what to do. He has a little bit of a hot temper and a little bit of an attitude problem. I mean, as much as I hate Mark Richt, I don't hate Mark Richt. That's the wrong word. But I was more than ready to see him go. But anybody that would almost fight Mark Richt, there's something wrong there. Say what you want about Mark Richt, but he's the world's nicest guy, right? That was part of his downfall at UJ. He was just too nice, in my opinion. You know, you drop a pass, you come on field, he's giving you hugs and whatnot, and lollipops on the sideline. I mean, I just didn't get all that. You know?
Fields it at the 41. They'll bring him down at the
But Pruitt showed up at Mark Richt's house wanting to fight him one Sunday afternoon. I mean, so I don't know. We'll see. My biggest concern right now, if I'm a Tennessee fan, is the first half of our schedule, the Tennessee schedule. You look at that schedule, and it's just absolutely brutal. Tennessee opens up with West Virginia. They're going to score 40 points in that game. Can Tennessee keep up with them? I doubt it. I think that's most likely a loss.
Good tackle there in space.
Then they play 2 high school teams. They'll probably beat them, right? There's some nobody directional schools that you've never heard of. Okay, so let's say you start 2-1. Well, your next 5 games after that are Florida, Auburn, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina. I don't think you're going to be favored in any of those games.
37-yard line. First down.
So realistically, how many of those can you win? 1? Maybe 2? I seriously doubt you win 2 of those games, though. You play Georgia at UGA. I mean, that's a loss. Just get real. You're losing to Alabama. I can't see you beating Auburn. That leaves you with Florida and South Carolina. Can you split those 2 games? If you do, you're starting at what, 3-4? And the way the fans are at Tennessee, that's going to be unacceptable. I mean, you guys are going to be up in arms. You're going to be burning your couches in the road. You know, you're going to have your lawnmower tires ripped off and thrown in the bonfire and all this. I mean, you guys have no patience.
Throws quickly, and it's almost intercepted.
And I'm going to be interested to see how Pruitt handles that if it does start off wrong. If you lose to West Virginia, if you lose to Bama, Auburn, Georgia, Florida, you start out 2-4, 2-5, something like that, which is a very real possibility for Tennessee fans. And that's why I keep saying, you see these Tennessee fans running around 15-0, just Pruitt. Next year is our year. I see it all day long. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment. I mean, it's time for Tennessee fans to adjust their expectations. Okay, you're just not a top-tier SEC program right now. You're just not. And you need to adjust your expectations down. Don't run off a coach after a year or 2. It's going to take more than that to turn Tennessee around. You didn't get this bad overnight, and it's not going to be fixed overnight, I don't think.
Looks like they've decided to go for it here. On play action. Room around the corner. He's taken down.
Nice, Hurts. Nice.
Terrific run in a crucial spot. The big key was the offensive line giving the ball carrier room to get upfield.
Yeah, I don't think anybody, Phillip, is picking Tennessee to beat Auburn next year right now. I mean, I just don't see how that is happening.
From the 24-yard line.
Georgia at Georgia. I mean, not winning that one. You could play Alabama on the moon. It wouldn't matter. You're not winning that one. Ooh, that guy undercut that pass. I know he dropped it, but that would have been bad juju. 3 seconds to go.
That's impressive.
I didn't use no timeouts. I never pay attention to the time. That might be part of my problem here. See everybody saying timeout in the comment section now. I get to talking and I forget to look at the damn time.
Quick toss. We've played a half.
Had to try something.
Alabama leads it 14-0.
Vanderbilt 41, Tennessee 0. Who's better, Samford or Kansas? I'm going to go with Samford. Yep.
All right, Reese, David, thanks.
Taters get the ball to start the second half. I mean, so far, Clemson just hasn't been able to do anything on offense against the Bama defense. It's just been shut down. Kelly Bryant's had a couple of nice runs, and really that's about it. And he's paid for the runs that he's had. He's taken a couple of pretty rough shots. Alabama been running the ball pretty good with Scarborough. Hurts has a few scrambles, and Hurts has actually looked pretty good throwing the ball, which is a little bit of a surprise. Kansas or Southern? Georgia Southern? Oh, Georgia Southern for sure. If that's who you're, or if you're talking about Southern like the old school Southern, like Southern and Grambling, like those people, I might take Kansas. I don't know.
Higgins is the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
From their own 25-yard line. 2nd down. tries to scramble, but he's sacked. The cornerback came out of nowhere.
Somebody just said we've played Clemson 3 times in the last 5 years. That's not true. We've played them 4 times this century. We played a home and home with them in the early 2000s. We beat them both times, and then we had a home and home with them Deshaun Watson's freshman and sophomore year, and we went 1-1.
Defense hoping for another sack here on 3rd and long.
No, the year before Deshaun was a freshman, and then his freshman year.
Country, and they are on their feet.
Oh, that was almost a sack. They still got to him, though.
That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they just couldn't connect on the pass there. That was a very good stand by this defense.
Go Dogs, Nancy. Good morning.
Harris is back deep to return the punt.
Joshua wants to know if I'd rather play Bama or the Taters. There's no real one team that I'd rather play than the other, like from a strategic perspective or whatever, or like one team I think we would have a better chance of beating or anything like that. But I have wanted to play Alabama all year. Now, I just kind of assumed that we would in the SEC championship game, but of course Alabama crapped the bed against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, and so we had to go ahead and beat Auburn for the SEC title instead of Alabama. So if Alabama beats Clemson, that would be okay with me. I would be, like I said, I'm looking forward to playing Alabama. If Clemson wins, then that'll be a good matchup too. So there's no real one or the other that I want to play for like a win or lose or strategic type reason. But I have wanted to play Alabama all year.
It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 46.
Wide open down the middle, that tight end. Nice throw too. No, OU's not going to beat Georgia. Georgia's going to win that game somewhere in the neighborhood of 34-30. The OU game.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 19-yard line.
I mean, Oklahoma just has no chance of stopping Georgia's run game. Just none at all.
Quarterback's going to run it, and he's got room to work. Brought down at the 8.
Hey, sometimes the defense does everything right.
I mean, if the game is even close at all in the 4th quarter, it's over. Georgia will win. You're going to have 3 all-world running backs with, 8-9 carries total entering the 4th quarter. They're going to be fresh and ready to go. The defense will be wore out, and the game will be over at that point. I've seen that 12 times this year. And I'm going to see it again on New Year's Day.
They'll be looking for 6 points here.
It's just a bad matchup for Oklahoma. A team like Auburn has a better chance, or even Clemson or Alabama has a better chance of beating UGA than Oklahoma does, because those teams can stop the run. And that's the only way you're beating Georgia. You got to shut the run game down. You got to play tight coverage on the outside against our receivers who aren't elite, right, and make Jake Fromm beat you. If you can do that, you have a pretty good chance of beating UGA. The problem is Oklahoma can't do step 1, which is stop Georgia's run. So they're not going to have a chance to get to step 2 or step 3 or any of that other stuff. It won't matter. Georgia's going to run the ball inside, outside, whichever way they choose. I mean, there's just not anything. There's just not anything that Oklahoma's going to be able to do about it. They're 40th against the run in the Big 12, a league that doesn't pass the ball. That's just bad news.
Touchdown tie.
And what happens is Georgia run, and that's when Fromm is at his best. That's why Jake Fromm has the highest efficiency rating of any quarterback in America, and that includes Baker Mayfield. No, I'm not saying Jake Fromm is as good or better than Baker Mayfield. That's not what I'm saying. Open up your ears. Listen to what I'm saying. Jake Fromm has the highest efficiency rating of any quarterback in America. If this game is over, and I look at the stat line and it says Jake Fromm was 13 of 17 for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns, then Georgia won the game. That's what that means.
They need to hurry. They go on the ground and fail on the 2-point conversion.
Well, hell,
There are
didn't
definitely
make that one,
times
did we?
when going for 2 is absolutely the right thing to do, but that was not one of them. I'm kind of confused by that decision.
TVRTA, Uncle Lou, do you think Alabama would beat the Cleveland Browns? No, and it wouldn't be close. The Cleveland Browns would beat Alabama by 45 points. That's nothing against Alabama either. That's just reality. Those are grown men in the NFL playing for food money, playing for their paycheck. I mean, no, there's not an NFL team in my lifetime that could lose to any college team in my lifetime.
To start now. This offense has to get rolling.
Gets it. He's in space. He gets hit out of bounds.
That's probably about the best play the Taters have had right there. Get on him. There you go.
He can't shake the defense.
I'll let him break loose. Omaha, you hear him? Old Peyton Manning crap.
Caught open field.
Omaha, Omaha.
Around the 37-yard line. Not a lot on that one.
Doesn't look like this defense is going to let them beat them with the deep passes. So they'll allow those short.
Yeah, Garner Spartan, I'm going to do a video on the on that Outback Bowl, South Carolina and Michigan. That's an interesting game there, and I'm going to do a video on that next week. And I'm probably going to stream that game too. I hope I get to that one anyway. That's one of the ones I want to do. But I think that's going to be an interesting game. Now, I got pretty high on South Carolina the second half of the year. Now, everyone knows South Carolina's Uncle Lou's most hated team, so it's really, really hard for me to say anything nice or positive about South Carolina. But South Carolina did end up being a better team this year than what Uncle Lou had predicted in the offseason. Now, their record ended up falling within the window that I predicted, but it was on the high side, not the low side. Now, how much of that had to do with Florida and Tennessee being in the toilet, I'm not sure. I think you would have beat Tennessee regardless. Will Muschamp has never lost to Tennessee. I think South Carolina will be picked to finish second in the East next year, and I think that's a legitimate possibility. You do have to play Georgia. Georgia does have to play you in Columbia next year. And honestly, that is probably Georgia's second hardest game next year. At South Carolina week 2 or 3. The matchup with Michigan is going to be interesting because as much as I've sort of dogged Michigan and Jim Harbaugh this year, they do have an elite defense. So we'll see how Jake Bentley can do. I don't think you're going to be able to line up and just run the ball at Michigan, but you don't really need to do that with Jake Bentley. Jake Bentley has the talent, skill, ability, and experience to go into a game like this and have a good game, and that's what he needs to do. My issue with Jake Bentley, and it's not really an issue so much as it is just an observation, he has that Brett Favre gunslinger mentality. It seems like he always thinks he can make the throw no matter how tight the coverage is. And it does seem like that comes back to bite him from time to time.
He's tackled around the 30-yard line. Nowhere to go on the quarterback scramble.
Oh, Michigan's offense is just horrible. I don't expect them to be able to do much against South Carolina's defense. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I definitely think South Carolina can win. I'll give my official prediction on that game when I do the video next week. But that's going to be a good game, I think. I don't think that's going to be a blowout either way, and I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but one that I think South Carolina could win.
He rolls out to the right. He chucks it downfield.
Well, that was a terrible pass.
Incomplete. Now it's going to be 4th down.
Nice defense. That was picture perfect 3 and out. Good series for these guys.
Yeah, Savage Bulldog. Todd Gurley is having an MVP type year. Now it's hard for anybody in the NFL who's not a quarterback to even be considered for MVP these days. But the numbers he's putting up is just ridiculous, and it's not just running the ball. I mean, he catches the ball out of the backfield too. They're utilizing him in the passing game. I mean, he's just absolutely lighting it up. And the Rams, I mean, it sounds weird to say, but the Los Angeles Rams, I think, are a Super Bowl contender, especially because I think the NFC is the weaker of the two conferences this year. The Patriots and the Steelers are two elite teams, no doubt.
He sails it long. Intercepted. It's the junior corner.
But when you look at the NFC, you've got the Rams, Minnesota Vikings, of course the Atlanta Falcons look like they're probably going to make the playoffs. Maybe the Panthers. Who knows? The Eagles for sure. But I don't see anybody in the NFC. I don't see any two teams in the NFC that are as talented or dominant as Pittsburgh and New England. Those would probably, whoever wins that's going to be your AFC Championship game, right? Jacksonville's hot right now, but I don't think they have the experience to win deep in the playoffs against a Pittsburgh or a New England, and it looks like they're probably going to be playing Pittsburgh. So you have to say it looks like Pittsburgh versus New England in the AFC Championship game, and then really the NFC, there's about 5 or 6 teams really that are hard to separate, and anybody could win. Anybody could come out of the NFC, but the Rams have as good a chance as anybody. They got a nasty defense. Alec Ogletree, hello, good morning. And then what's that defensive lineman's name? Aaron Donald. I mean, that guy's just brutal to watch. He's got to be the best defensive lineman in the NFL, or top 5 for sure. So the Rams, really good defense. Jared Goff, hot right now, playing good football. One of the best running backs in the league, and Todd Gurley. And then how did their wide receiver core, they got, don't they have that guy from Clemson? What's his name? Sammy. I'm drawing a blank now. But they've got 2 elite wide receivers. I'm like, how did the Rams end up with these 2 guys now? Somebody in the comment section will tell me who it is. I think Robert Woods is the other one out of Southern Cal. And then,
welcome back to the action here as we resume.
What's that guy's name out of Clemson? That receiver out of Clemson. Why can't I think of his name now?
Looks over the middle.
Oh, that's picked off by whatever a Diggs is. Dang, they don't want to tackle that guy either. Sammy Watkins, thank you. That's right. God, everybody knew but me. Sammy Watkins. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the Rams are legit. The Vikings too, but what are they doing? Their backup quarterback, Case Keenum, he's on fire. Other quarterbacks healthy, they don't want to put him in because the other one's playing so good. I mean, I don't know. Does anybody trust the Vikings to make a run deep in the playoffs? I don't know. Falcons, I think, probably have the most talented offense in the NFC, but they just haven't been able to put a string of great games together this year. They look great one game, terrible the next. I mean, I don't know.
Pulls down the catch, and he's got room here. Spectacular play, and now it's 1st and goal.
Best wide receiver in the NFL. Receiver I feel the sorriest for is A.J. Green. That guy's got elite talent. I don't care what his stats are. Nothing. He's a top 5 receiver, and you're never going to convince me he's not. He's stuck with Andy Dalton, who's a terrible quarterback. Cincinnati, a mediocre organization at best. But I mean, I don't know. Pittsburgh's got a couple of good ones. Antonio Bryant and Dez Bryant's good. Odell Beckham. I mean, you got some good there are some elite wide receivers in the NFL right now.
They're at the 7. It's second down.
Watch two. 57 right. Ready. 759.
Quick out to his receiver. Touchdown, Crimson
Scoop,
Tide.
scoop. Put Tua in. That's not a bad idea. Tua Tagovailoa. I'm going to put this other running back in, too. Harris instead of Scarborough. Oh, Gronk's the best tight end. He might be the best tight end ever. The guy, when he's on and healthy, he's completely unstoppable. Did y'all watch the Pittsburgh game? I mean, everybody that was watching that game, everyone in the stadium, everybody on New England's team, everybody on the Pittsburgh, all the fans, everybody watching it, everyone knew Gronk was getting the ball, and there was just nothing Pittsburgh could do about it. And Pittsburgh's defense is legit. And once he got going, there was just no stopping him.
And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. And he got all of this one. Great kick.
Yep, no return for you,
and
Thompson.
It goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Alabama's just not going to let him come for air, I guess.
This defense has just been stifling. They've shut down the running game. They've, for the most part, limited the big plays in the pass game.
Malcolm Mitchell is in the NFL. He plays for the Patriots, but he's had injuries.
An interception cut this offense last
He played quite a bit last
I think
year.
they're going to be looking for a little more success right here.
One general rule in any game is to hold on to the ball. If you're in the negative in the turnover department, your chances of winning decrease exponentially.
Here's a screen pass. Gets it to the back. He's taken down right around the 36-yard line.
First down.
He's going to try and scramble.
Oh, come on.
And he's tackled at the 49-yard line.
A good quarterback knows when and how to improvise. And if he's got the skills, he can also turn a
All
scramble
Florida
into something
fans
big.
suffer from fetal alcohol syndrome. That's brutal. Now, how he got that
Strike to
wide
the
open?
receiver. Tackle at the 28.
This guy has that innate ability to get just enough distance from a defender to make a completion possible. You don't see it from every receiver, but this guy's got it.
Now, where was he throwing that? To the cameraman now? I'm working on that shutout for you, Law Tide. I ain't going to let him in. I got you, boss.
From the 28-yard line, it's second down.
Still shaking that bush, boss. A lot of y'all don't know what that is, too. Woo! You saw that, Law Tide? You like how you saw that was a user? They call that a user sack. But you see how I lit him up, though?
Here he comes up with a big sack. And
That was
I really
just for
think
you,
the
sir.
offensive line was more concerned on this play with the blitz than they were maybe the most dangerous man, which is that defensive
Woo!
end.
A decleater.
Third down. They need to get it to the 18. Deep ball, laying it out there. Almost picked off.
Yeah, you see how I knocked that down for you, Law Tide?
Hands up. Maybe you can come away with the pick.
I
or
got
at
you,
least
dude.
deflect the ball.
They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers. Quick throw
No.
to the receiver. And he's
Oh,
taken
whoo,
down
he
at
almost
the
got it.
20-yard line.
But he didn't. All right, we got that Tua Tagovailoa. Now, is this guy a run around? Y'all got to tell me about this Tua Tagovailoa. Is he a run around quarterback, or does he actually have an arm, unlike Hurts, who has a noodle arm? Oh, Tua got an arm on it. He left-handed too? Is he left-handed for real, or does the game have it wrong?
From their own 42-yard line, it's first down. Scrambling around.
Oh, they shoestringed him.
Played the snap count perfectly.
He would have been gone too. He had that edge.
And didn't let the quarterback get away.
How you can't get past that one guy, dude?
It's second down, 12 to go. Ball on the 40.
Yeah, Clemson fans have been extra mad in the UNCLELOU comment section lately, and I don't really know why. I had Clemson #1 in the UNCLELOU poll almost all year. I mean, yeah, I gave them a little bit of heat when they lost to a fruit, but y'all know y'all deserve that. Clemson fans, you know you deserve some heat for losing to the fruit. So I can't think of anything else I've done to make them so mad, but man, they are just feeling a certain type of way in the UNCLELOU comment section over the last couple of weeks. I don't get it. They won the ACC. They're in the playoff. They're playing Alabama. But, man, they sure are worried about UGA. Now that wasn't Tua Tagovailoa's fault. He hit the guy right in the hands. Now, Lawtide, who is this bum that dropped this ball now?
Wait a second. Who's calling the plays here? You've got a huge
that's
lead,
it.
and you're still throwing the football.
That's
into
inexcusable.
coverage? What are you doing? Trying to let the guy get back into the game?
From their own 47-yard line, first down. Just under 2 minutes in the game.
Well, the defense has to be very frustrated here. They did everything. They got to the quarterback. In fact, it looks like they had a chance to bring him down for the sack. Somehow, he's able to throw the ball away.
All right, come on, let's get the ball back here.
He's going left. Incomplete.
Ooh, that was almost picked off. A tickle in my throat or something. I can't get it out.
Third down, and they need to get it inside the 43. Well, a nice stop there late in the fourth quarter, but it's a blowout and has been for most
4th
of
and
the
7.
game.
We'll get the ball back in a second here. I did go ham on Dabo a couple of times this year, too. Maybe that's why the Taters are mad. I don't know. But, again, I feel like he deserved it. He almost got Kelly Bryant killed in that game that you lost to the fruit. And it would have been all for nothing, because had he got killed, apparently y'all would have lost the rest of the games y'all played all year and not won a single game, because you say the only reason you lost to the fruit is because your quarterback got injured. Now, he never should have been playing. And y'all know that to be true.
He's got it out to his tight end.
He never should have been playing. The guy could hardly walk, Kelly Bryant. He's a running quarterback. The guy could hardly walk. Y'all got him out there running for his life. Your offensive line was playing terrible. Syracuse was harassing the kid all night long. Dabo makes him go back out there and play. They're hobbling around like half a cripple. He gets some pressure. He tries to escape. He steps up into the pocket. Some huge defensive lineman snaps his from behind and cracks his head off the AstroTurf or whatever it was, and knocked him out, concussion, and then he was out of the game. But he never should have been playing, and that's on Dabo. But, of course, Dabo doesn't care about injuries. You're talking about the same Dabo Swinney that made Deshaun Watson play with a torn ACL. Could have ruined his career. Could have ruined a kid for life. As long as you win, though.
And they make the stop around the 48-yard
I'm
line.
using my timeouts now.
Take a timeout. That's their first of the half.
What's
Around
up,
an
Grant?
8-yard pickup on the slant route from the quarterback.
Good morning, sir.
It's third down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks.
Four down, four down. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. 28.
There's a strike complete. Alabama's going to have to use their second
Another timeout.
of the half.
He is such a reliable target. You throw it anywhere near him, and this guy's going to get his hands on it and make a catch.
Is there going to be plenty of vitamins in the playoff next year? I'm missing the joke on that one. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a little slow.
Reset, cut right. 57's the Mike. Mark 57. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Fires quick. He catches another. He's in another.
Somebody just said SEC Homer 27-0. Get real. Actually, it's 33-0 now, sir. And I am an SEC Homer, but that's not why I'm playing with Alabama. I let a viewer yesterday during the signing day stream choose whether I was going to be Clemson or Bama, and he chose Alabama. So Saturday night when I streamed Central Florida against Auburn, I'm going to be Central Florida. So I guess if I win that game, I'm a Central Florida homer. I don't know.
And they're going for 2 here. I guess they just want to rub it in.
Emory Jones is a good quarterback.
Alabama is
I
winning.
mean, he's not. I'm not going to knock him. He's not terrible. I think Florida got a pretty good quarterback.
And he's in.
I'll tell you this: he'll be a higher-ranked quarterback than anybody Dan Mullen had at Mississippi State. So we'll see what he can do with him.
Tremendous amount of ability and leadership today. I'd be very surprised if he didn't continue to play well.
And they're all lined up for the onside here. Whoa, he just took a licking.
That was just wrong, wasn't it?
The lights went out a long time ago for one of these teams anyway. They'll be put out of their misery soon. Slings it. He's tackled at the 31.
Oh, come on. Just give it up, Taters.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, you got humiliated. John Kelly better than Chubb. Man, come on. That's not even a creative or intelligent troll attempt. Tua Tagovailoa was 6 of 8 for 105 yards, a TD and a pick. Hurts 10 of 18, 152, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Dang, I traded out or subbed out Scarborough for Damian Harris because I wanted to see what Damian Harris could do running the ball, and then I never ran the ball with him. Oh, well. I had forgot. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We can watch the highlights? Is that what this is? That don't look like no highlights, does it? Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like definitely doesn't look like highlights. All right, let me play with you trolls in the comment section for a little bit now. Kansas is playoff bound. I agree. The Go X2 bro, I think you're right. Kansas is in all honesty, Kansas is probably just a year or two away from really making a run at the playoffs. beep, beep, dee, doo, 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 doo. Who else agrees that Kansas got robbed from the playoffs this year? Night, sir. And also, good morning. OU fans are everywhere. They're coming out of the woodwork. Oklahoma gets excited when they play an SEC team because that's the only time people pay any attention to Oklahoma. They get so happy. Oh, we're playing an SEC team. People will finally be talking about us. Georgia has high school QB. Okay, yeah. High school QB with the highest efficiency rating in America. But, I mean, if you want to call him a high school QB, you can. But, you know, Georgia fans aren't complaining. Oh, Joe Gator, good morning, sir. You're good people. I appreciate that. I should let you choose something. Last time somebody donated, I let them choose. What game am I playing next? Hold on. UCF versus Auburn on Saturday, but somebody already picked that one. So you can pick the game I stream after that. So you tell you let Uncle Lou know I'm streaming UCF versus Auburn Saturday night. And then Sunday's Christmas Eve, Monday is Christmas, but then probably Tuesday night I'll stream again. So you let me know what game you want me to stream. It's got to be a bowl game. That's the only stipulation. That's sort of the idea I have going here: stream some of these bowl games. But you let Uncle Lou know what bowl game you want me to stream, and I'll stream it. Somebody asked what the donations were for. You can always donate to anyone's YouTube channel. It's nothing special about the Uncle Lou channel. I don't ever ask or whatever, but the option is always there on live streamings to do that. It's nothing special about my channel. Did he pick a game and I missed it, or he hasn't picked a game yet? Maybe he left already. Missouri versus Texas in the Texas Bowl. Another one that I think is going to be a good game. If y'all were watching me, y'all know I was really high on Texas in the offseason, and I had to come down off of that horse. And Missouri really came on in the second half of the season. Now, yeah, they played some pretty bad teams, but they were beating up on people, scoring a lot of points. Defense played a lot better in the second half of the year than they did in the first half of the year. I think Missouri has a chance to beat Texas. We'll see. My favorite recruit that UJ signed this year is Jamari Sawyer. I've been wanting him for a while, and after our offensive line play was so bad last year, I said, God, let us please get some beasts up here on the line, and that was a guy I sort of latched onto and said, okay, I really want this guy. So I'm going to stick with that, but I'm happy with a lot of the guys we got. I think Justin Fields has a potential to make a huge impact. Cade Mays, another offensive lineman. Trey Hill, too, another one. But Zeus, I think Zeus could end up being the best player out of this class. I think he's a special talent. Which one of y'all is messaging me? I'm afraid to open it up on screen. I'm not streaming another game tonight if that's what you're wanting. I'm not against playing some of y'all if any of y'all have this game, though. Just not tonight. Yeah, I hope Zeus recovers too. Of course, tore his ACL the end of his senior season in high school. But he's got the best doctors around, and from what I've heard, it wasn't. Now, look, there is no such thing as a minor ACL tear, so I'm not trying to minimize his injury. But from what I've heard, the injury is not as bad as some other injuries that we've seen. Maybe with some other players over the last few years or whatever. So hopefully he can get it rehabbed. I don't want Zeus playing a single down of football at UGA until he's 100% recovered. I don't want him to go to the Nick Chubb route where he comes back and plays at 75 or 80% or whatever. If Zeus isn't 100% ready to go by the start of the season, this coming up season, September 2018, I don't see any reason to play him. We got plenty of running backs, Swift, Harrion, Holyfield. You know, we got James Cook that we signed too. People say, oh, he's only a 4-star. Yeah, he's only a 4-star. He's the fourth highest rated running back, highest rated running back in America. I mean, the guy's a beast. No reason to rush Zeus back. So I hope he heals up and is able to play. But I'm more concerned about him getting healthy and then playing than I am about him just being able to play day one no matter what. Groomers, there are no groomers. There's only John Gruden reality, which is he's a broadcaster. And he will never be head coach in college football, which Uncle Lou's been telling you that since forever and a day. People don't listen. These Gruden-gasms. You guys have been drooling over John Gruden for no reason to the point where anybody else you get's a disappointment. You brought that on yourselves. You going to the Sugar Bowl? That's sweet. Have fun. I've been in New Orleans before. Wild out there. Whatever type of fun you're looking for, you can find it in New Orleans. So be careful. All right, Joe Gator says Fiesta Bowl. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. All right, so Saturday night I'm doing Central Florida and Auburn. I'm playing at Central Florida. And then the next NCAA stream after that will be the Fiesta Bowl. And it will probably be Tuesday night. I'll let y'all know for sure what the day will be in a video or whatever. I'll say, okay, it'll be this night, but it's going to be Tuesday unless for some reason I'm not able to do it Tuesday night. But that's the plan, is to do it Tuesday night. So Gator Bowl, Fiesta. I'm reading your name instead of the name of the bowl game. I will stream the Fiesta Bowl for you, Joe Gator, hopefully Tuesday night, but it will be the next one after Central Florida and Auburn, which is Saturday night. If Matt from Gainesville came to Augusta, would you fight him? No. Uncle Lou's a grown man. I'm married. I have kids. What am I going to fight a stranger on the internet? You people are out of your mind. He's definitely fighting mad, though. There's no doubt about it. I mean, anytime you call into the Paul Feinbaum show twice in 2 weeks and wait on hold for an hour and a half just to get on national television and cry about a complete stranger, because you're upset that you don't think he goes to enough games, then you're definitely fighting mad. And he is. He blocked me on Twitter and then goes around posting all kinds of he posted my mug shot and criminal I mean, the guy, he's completely ate up with Uncle Lou. His mind is just completely infested with Uncle Lou. The good news for me is there's plenty of room in there. nothing else in there. But I'm all in that guy's head. But yeah, now he blocked me, so I can't see all the crap he's posting or whatever. But apparently, he dug up the mugshot from my DUI and is posting that all over Twitter like it's breaking news or something. I guess he doesn't know I talk about that all the time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there for the purposes of this conversation. But I guess he thinks he's doing something by posting all that. I don't know. No, I don't have tickets to the national championship game. If you look them up on StubHub right now, they're about $2,600 a piece for nosebleed seats, though. So that'll be another game that Matt from Gainesville can cry that Uncle Lou doesn't go to. Walter White says nobody can beat him at NCAA. Well, I'm definitely not making any promises or guarantees that I can beat anybody. I'm not a video game expert. I play these games for fun and really just to talk with you guys. Give me a reason to come out here and chat with y'all for a while and give you something to look at besides staring at me full screen. Is really the only reason I do it. So if you say no one can beat you, I'm going to go ahead and just take your word for that. My Xbox username, I think, is Uncle Lou here. One word, just Uncle Lou here. But please, y'all, God, I already know how this is going to go from some people, but Lou Jr. is the one that's on the Xbox 99% of the time, okay? And he's signed in under that name. So just... You want to troll me here or whatever, that's fine. Please don't send like the I hope you get cancer and die type messages to the Xbox thing because Lou Jr. will see it. But yeah, it's Uncle Lou here, I'm pretty sure. You say you actually do live in your mom's... Okay, Slim Mosley, that was the right one because you just popped up. I got your message. So, yeah, that's it. It's Uncle Lou here. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, Matt from Gainesville said he's not the real one, but the troll account that has taken up residence in the Uncle Lou comment section, which that's one of the best fake accounts I've seen. I like the Uncle Lou's sunglasses. I think there's one that's Uncle Lou's basement, Uncle Lou's garage. There's one that's Uncle Lou's broken TV or something like that. I like those fake troll accounts that are actually funny and creative. So I give you credit on the Matt from Gainesville one. But the Matt from Gainesville troll account says he actually does live in his mom's basement. I'm not knocking anybody that lives in their mom's basement. It's obviously not nearly as nice as my grandma's garage, but who am I to judge? How did the Uncle Lou name come about? Another one I get asked a lot. I literally just made it up out of the blue. When I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't know anything at all about YouTube. I had a couple of nephews that were addicted to YouTube. They watched it all the time, and they're the ones that taught me into starting a YouTube channel to begin with. And I just remember them telling me, don't use your real name on YouTube. No one uses their real name on... I think at the time, the only social media account I had was Facebook, which, of course, you have to use your real name or you're supposed to. And they were like, you don't want to do that on YouTube, just make a name up. And I literally just made it up. And because I happened to be sitting there with my nephews at the time that were talking me into doing the YouTube thing, I guess that's probably why I chose the uncle thing. But the name Lou, I just completely made up. Jordan Sawyer wants to know how Georgia's going to do against Oklahoma. I've already predicted the score of 34-30. I think Georgia will be able to run the ball in Oklahoma at will. I don't think Georgia's defense will be able to shut down Baker Mayfield, but I do think we can make it difficult for him. I don't think Oklahoma's just going to throw the ball up and down the field and score 40, 50, 60 points like they do in the Big 12. I think Georgia can ground and pound, keep Baker Mayfield on the sideline. No matter how good Baker Mayfield is, he can't beat you if he's not on the field. I can't see Oklahoma stopping Georgia's run game. I see a lot of 12, 13, 14 play drives for Georgia, bleeding a lot of time off the clock. Georgia trying to slow this game down. I look for Georgia's defense to get at least 2 or 3 stops in the first half, 2 or 3 stops in the second half. That's all I'm really going for, not looking for a shutout or to hold Oklahoma to 10 points or anything like that. A total of 2 or 3 punts and or turnovers in the first half, and a total of 2 or 3 punts and or turnovers in the second half. And I think Georgia wins the game somewhere in the neighborhood of 34-30. I will read all these messages later, I promise. I'm just not going to click on them and open them. And if any of those messages are troll messages, and I'm not saying they are, I have no way of knowing, trolls work for attention. So if it's a troll message, they want me to open it up on screen right now so everyone can see what it says. So I'm not going to do that. So after the stream is over, or actually probably tomorrow, I will go in and check those messages. Or it's possible Lou Jr.'s checking them right now. He's in the house playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. So he might be checking them now. I don't know. Wyatt Webb says Oklahoma 45-24. I would be really shocked if Georgia lost by 3 touchdowns to Oklahoma. So I'm not sure if you really feel that way or if you're trolling or if it's a combination of the two. I don't really know of anybody other than Oklahoma fans who have even said that, and Oklahoma fans don't even really believe that. I mean, Georgia's favored to win this game. So, all these people, oh, Uncle Lou, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. You're just a UGA homer. There's no way Georgia's beating Oklahoma. Oklahoma's going to score 1,000,000 points. You're not going to be able to stop Baker Mayfield. Georgia sucks. They shouldn't even be in the playoff. They're only there because the SEC East is no good. They're going to get murdered. They're going to get destroyed. They're going to get killed. Oklahoma's going to win 111-0. Well, Georgia's favored. So, it can't be both. Yeah, now, see, Sean says Georgia loses by a field goal. Now, I disagree with that, but that's at least a logical, statement. You can argue logically that Oklahoma will beat Georgia by 3 points, 7 points, 10 points, whatever. And there are factors and things you can use to make that argument legitimate and hold weight. When you get on here and say Oklahoma's winning 45-24, you just sound silly. Mom Spaghetti versus Tennessee. I'm nervous already. Mom Spaghetti. Somebody says Alabama 21, Clemson 20. Another legitimate, guess or whatever. I mean, it could end up going that way. Now, the last 2 games between these 2 teams have been a little more high scoring than that. But I think Clemson in particular has a better defense this year maybe than they've had the last couple of years. So we'll see. Score of Georgia and Florida next year, way too early to predict that. Thoughts on Mullen so far? I think it's huge that Mullen was able to get a QB recruit after running Matt Corral off like he did and falling on his face with Justin Fields. It really would have been a bad look if Florida and Dan Mullen weren't able to haul in a big-time QB recruit. But flipping Emory Jones from Ohio State, I think that buys Dan Mullen some time now. I mean, they're still not going to have a top 5 class or anything like that. But it gets him over the hump, I think, for this year's recruiting class. It gives him something to point at. We not only did we get this guy, we flipped him from Ohio State. He's a perfect quarterback for our system. He fits right in. Blah 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 blah. It gives him something to positive to point at. So hard to knock that. The jury is out on Will Muschamp. I did say earlier on this stream that South Carolina had a better year than I thought they would. So, credit to South Carolina. And if you were watching me at all in the last half of the season, that it was pretty evident that I thought South Carolina was a pretty good team. I picked South Carolina to beat Clemson, actually, the last game of the year. Now, obviously, that was a huge upset pick, and I make one or two of those a week. Do I expect to get a lot of those upset picks right? No, that's why they're upset picks. But it's no fun just to pick all to pick the favorites every week. Pick all the favorites. That's no fun. So I pick a couple of underdogs, every week. And I happened to pick South Carolina. I thought South Carolina was playing pretty good football at the end of the year. They impressed me in the Georgia game, holding Georgia to 28 to 14. I mean, the first half it was a back and forth type of game. And, I was impressed with what I saw from South Carolina in the Georgia game. I thought they closed out the season pretty good until they ran into Clemson, of course, and they just weren't able to get anything going. We'll see what happens now against Michigan, another team with a pretty elite defense. Now, Michigan obviously doesn't have anywhere near the offense that the Taters have, so we'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, that's just sort of some of my thoughts on that. But as far as Muschamp goes, I'm still not a huge believer in Muschamp. I mean, didn't he just fire his offensive coordinator? I mean, this was his problem at Florida. He couldn't get any consistency on offense. Now at Florida, they say he kept his coordinator too long. I don't know. I kind of think he's running him off too early now. I think he's done a great job with Bentley. I mean, you get Bentley, the guy comes in, he's 14 years old. Looks like Doogie Howser, hadn't even hit puberty yet, right? Early enrolled, a year, not like 6 months early like a lot of them do, like a year and a half early enrolled. Got better this year than he was his freshman year. Set to be probably a top 3 quarterback in the SEC next year, and you up and fire the offensive coordinator. Didn't really understand that move. Maybe there's some things there that I don't know about, that I'm unaware of. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm up in the air right now on Will Muschamp. I'm not ready to say I was wrong, and Will Muschamp's some type of a great coach, but he obviously didn't have a terrible year this year. I mean, he had to have exceeded expectations for everybody other than the most maybe blind of South Carolina fans who, maybe thought they were going 10-2 or something. But, most reasonable people, I think, had Carolina around 7-5, 8-4. So, we'll see what he does in year 3. Will Texas A&M be any good next year with Jimbo Fisher? No. No. Jimbo Fisher's not a good coach. He's just not. Jimbo Fisher is no different than Gene Chizik in my mind. Gene Chizik won a national title. Yeah, with Cam Newton, a transformational, once-in-a-generation talent. And then a year or two later, whatever it was, he went 0-8 in the SEC or whatever it was. Jimbo wins a national title with Jameis Winston in what can only be described, honestly. I mean, they dominated everybody they played that year. Jameis Winston was obviously the best player in college football. You have to set aside the whole crab leg and the criminal stuff that was going on. If you're talking about just pure football talent, he had it. What happens this year, they lose their starting quarterback in the first game, and they come out and they just look absolutely terrible for the entire rest of the year. They lost. The team fell apart. The team gave up on the coaching staff and Jimbo Fisher in particular. To me, that's a sign of a bad coach. I don't know. You lose one player. You go from being a top 3 team. You lose one player. Now you can't beat Duke and these type teams. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. I never liked Jimbo Fisher. I've never been sold on Jimbo Fisher, and I do not like this hire for Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher. I don't think it's going to work. The time for Texas A&M to get good, if there was going to be a time, was when Texas was in the toilet, and those days are ending. Yeah, I know I was wrong on Texas this year. I was way too high on them in the preseason. I thought they'd win 10 games this year. That didn't happen, obviously. I still believe in Tom Herman. Texas has had elite recruiting classes the last couple of years. I think they're poised to break back out and get back to competing for the Big 12 and the playoffs every year like they were in the mid-2000s. Not the playoffs, but the BCS. There was no playoffs back then, but you know what I'm saying. Am I right or wrong? I don't know. We'll find out. Justin Fields is not going to be a running back at UGA. Not sure where you're getting that from. He's not coming in and taking Jake Fromm's job, and I haven't heard anybody say that or suggest that. But he's not switching to running back. We don't need any running back. He's quarterback. I mean, if Eason transfers, Justin Fields is QB2 next year. He's the backup. And he'll be playing early and often. They're going to have certain packages and situations where they put Justin Fields in, whether it's red zone situations or whatever the case may be. But they're going to have some RPOs, some zone read type stuff for Justin Fields to run. I mean, that's happening. That's 100% happening. As far as him being a better or worse passer than Jake Fromm, that remains to be seen. Jake Fromm does not have an elite world-class arm. I mean, he just doesn't. Jake Fromm is elite between his ears, for sure. His football IQ is through the roof. He understands what play to get into, what play to get out of. There's no doubt about it at all. Not knocking Jake Fromm at all. But I didn't see anything from Jake Fromm this year throwing-wise that tells me no quarterback can come in and compete with his arm talent. And again, I don't think Justin Fields is taking his spot. That's not what I'm saying. I don't get hung up on these high school kids at all. I want to see him do something in college. But I do think Justin Fields will play quarterback at UGA, and I think he'll play next year, not start. But I do think they'll have certain situations where he comes in and plays. I 100% think that. He'll never be a running back at UGA. You can forget that. Jacob Eason transfers to Kansas. I thought Jacob Eason was going to transfer to Michigan. I knew Michigan was going to be in the market for a transfer quarterback, and I thought Eason would be the one. Of course, they've got Shea Patterson going to Michigan now, transferring out of Ole Miss. So that pretty much, ixnay that. He won't be going to Michigan. So my plan B or whatever, if you're Jacob Eason, I could see him going to back to the West Coast. That's where he's from. So, Washington State, UCLA, Southern Cal, one of the Arizona school, whatever. That would be my guess right now, that he heads back home towards the West Coast. But I'm going to end this stream, though. This is going on way too long, to be honest about it. About an hour and a half now. But anyway, thanks, everybody, for watching. Clemson versus Alabama. Alabama dominated this one, ended up winning the game 35-0 over Clemson. Clemson's offense just wasn't able to do anything against Alabama's defense in this particular simulation. So that's the way it went. The next live stream or the next college football EA Sports 2017 live stream will be Saturday night when we do Central Florida and Auburn. UNCLELOU's playing in Central Florida in that game. So that's the plan for that. And then, of course, Christmas coming up after that. I'm going to do a bowl preview tomorrow. I'm going to preview the Citrus Bowl tomorrow. That's Notre Dame and LSU, right? I've been wanting to do that one. Ton of NFL talent in that game. So tomorrow morning I'll do a video, not a live stream. I'll just do a video and upload it. Thoughts on the Citrus Bowl, Notre Dame versus LSU. And then a couple of streams on Saturday. My usual Saturday morning stream or college game day type stream that we do. And then Saturday night, Central Florida versus Auburn, EA Sports NCAA with the updated 2017 rosters, Central Florida versus the Barn. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching and all the comments and good conversation today. Enjoy talking football with y'all all the time. Y'all know that by now. So I really appreciate everybody watching. And y'all enjoy the rest of the night. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.